Okay, so let's talk about the intense phase of building, the initial startup phase, or it's referred to as locking in. We have two sides of the coin. On the one hand, you have founder culture that glorifies locking in as this hero journey. You go into this crazy adventure, face a lot of obstacles, overcome, come out as a sole hero. It is glorified online and in founder circles as this like thing that you must go through. And locking in often means neglecting your social, and it also means neglecting your body and your health and physical fitness. It's just plow through, and then once you reach that milestone, then you'll take care of it. And in the startup phase, there's obviously many of those milestones. It's like, hey, when we launch, then I'll take care of it. When I raise the first round, then I'll take care of it. When when we sell, then I take care of it. When we just open the next location, then I'll take care of it. And there's always the next thing that you have to accomplish in the business, and it always comes at the expense of a lot of fundamental things. And this approach ignores the reality that these are not separate things. Your productivity, your social and romantic well-being, as well as your physical fitness are not separate from one another, and they influence you. If these are falling apart, also your productivity is going to suffer. So you can't just lock in and ignore, and it's just not sustainable and ignores reality. What else ignores reality is the flip side. It's people who are telling you that you need to work 4 hours a day and that you need to just travel and enjoy life and have a work-life balance and just work on yourself and all kinds of wishy-washy ideas that come from people who've never built anything, in my opinion. They ignore the reality that in order to create something substantial of true value, you have to sacrifice a lot of time and effort and energy and cheat. If you ever played Sims, whenever you build a character, you have a certain amount of points that you can allocate to different characteristics of that character. You can either be mediocre at everything, or if you want to be excellent in one thing, it comes at the expense of others. Like if you want charisma 100%, it's going to come at the expense of cleanliness or something like that, because this is just reality. And so telling young founders that, hey, just don't work as much, don't stress as much, and you need balance and you need this, it also ignores the other aspect of reality. So what is the solution? Especially now with the advent of AI and an explosion of solo foundership, a lot of people entering this first time without knowing what to expect, just by hearing those two opposing polar advice, like, yeah, don't lock in or lock in and forget everything. And I think the solution is kind of a middle ground, is realizing that yes, those are interconnected systems. You need to have some kind of a balance. And then on the other hand, yes, you gotta lock in. You simply cannot do a regular full-time job as an employee 8 hours a day and expect that a business is going to explode. No, you're gonna have to work 12 or 14 hour days. You're gonna have to wake up in the middle of the night, scribble down ideas, and it's just gonna take over your entire psyche. So what is the solution? The solution is, in my opinion, integration. It's to lock in while being mindful of the other aspects and trying to integrate them into your work, into your flow, into your already existing quota. So, two examples. On the physical side, I've created a small minimalist gym right behind my computer station that just included variable dumbbells, a nice adjustable bench, a couple of cable pulleys and all of this is cheap. I'm not describing things that are expensive, but it was frictionless. It was right behind my computer. I didn't have to schedule an appointment with a trainer. I didn't have to drive to the gym, change nothing. It was I type an agent a task. There's usually at least 2 minutes, depending on your workflow. It could be 2 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, it could be more, but I think at least you have enough time for one set. So guess what? If you have your weights right behind you, you go and you just knock out a set. And we're wasting time. We think we don't have a lot of time. We're developing with agents, but we're ignoring those little 3-4 minute gaps between the tasks, between the things. Even if you're deploying multiple parallel agents, there's always a little gap and you can always work out. It doesn't mean that you have to have a home gym in order to accomplish this. You could also just go to a gym that's super close to your house and remove the friction. So instead of going to some fancy gym across town that has all the shiny equipment and all this kind of stuff, you can just get to the crappiest gym as long as it's the closest to you, so that you can impulsively be like, okay, you know, the agent's running for 2 hours now, or like an hour and a half, more or less. I know this is gonna take a while. Let me hop in. The other thing is at the gym. When you're at the gym, we now have apps. We can now talk to Codex or or Claude Code through our app. So same thing at the gym, you're doing your exercise, you're not stopping working, you can still nudge things along back at home. Or you can learn, you can pick up new skills as you're working out. It doesn't have to come at the expense of progress at work. The other thing is the social aspect of it. So founders would obviously, if presented with an opportunity to go network with people in their space, it would feel less like a waste of time, or less irresponsible of us than to go hang out with just friends who are completely work not related. And so I think we can tap into that work quota that we allocate towards networking, so to speak, but don't do traditional networking. Don't go hang out with people who you need something from, or they need something from you. Typical networking events are terrible. I would advise everybody against them. What I am recommending is finding a social circle of other founders who are not your competitors necessarily, who are working on a similar parallel business, and you don't need anything from each other. There's no interest. Figure out ways to work together. Go on vacations together, go to workshops, go to like a little lock-in weekend, something like that. It kind of counts as networking. You don't feel bad about allocating this time to hanging out with these people. You're definitely going to learn some stuff by being around people who are dealing with the similar obstacles as you are, for sure. So work-wise, you're not suffering. It's going to move forward. But guess what? You're hanging out. This is high quality hanging out because you're with people who don't need anything from you. And I think that's the future of solo entrepreneurship. Right now, it's inevitable. The benefits of social entrepreneurship are immense. They're just incredible. You can make decisions as fast as you want. You can just decide, you can move and nudge, and you reap the benefits if you exit and if you succeed, obviously. And the fact that we have these agents that are more capable than a lot of the humans you used to work with is amazing. However, we're all missing that social aspect of working with other serious people who are moving and nudging us along and keeping a higher standard. So I think this is the future. I think founders are going to figure out ways to work solo, but together. Either in little hubs in cities, either going on intentional vacations to places. One way or another, we're going to find a middle ground between locking in solo entrepreneurship and integrate those balances without hurting the productivity.